My name is Matt Warren. I'm the Deputy Superintendent for Lexington School District 2 in South Carolina.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, glad to be here.
So this is our radically student-centered podcast, and one of those questions is appropriate. So, what does radically student-centered mean to you?
Well, I think that means really just kind of recentering kind of where we are with education and where our focus needs to be, not just on students and student achievement, but just, generally in their well-being, making sure they feel safe, making sure they feel like they're in a place where they can be themselves and they can excel, academically and socially in all the ways. And, radical is a strong word, but I really think you can kind of drill down on it and just really think about those relationships with students and making sure that, once again, that you're providing a safe place for them to come and flourish.
That's wonderful. And so, with that, how does that impact your work?
Well, the kids come first. I mean, anytime anybody asks, me, why I do what I do, and also the folks that I work with, I mean, it's all about the kids and really thinking about what is truly best for them, and what's best for one may not be the best for the next child that we work with. And I think it's just really, focusing on your why, why we got into this business, why we do what we do. I mean, and if you can kind of keep that at the forefront, you can make good decisions that really can impact students for the better.
And so, can you share an example of when implementation didn't go exactly as planned? And what did you learn? And how did you adjust?
Yeah, certainly. I've gone through a lot of projects. I mean, I worked in a neighboring district for 20 years before I am where I am now. And, several referendums, a lot of new schools, a lot of, major renovations. Something we did do in my previous district was we did a full furniture rollout. We replaced all the furniture in all of our schools, K through 12. And yeah, so, on paper, it sounded really good. In the end, it worked out really well, but really just kind of working through that process of, okay, getting all this new furniture is nice, but what do you do with all the old stuff? And how do you navigate the install and the delivery and making sure you're not impacting the school day and you're not, creating an inconvenience for your schools and for your teachers and administrators. So we worked through that. I mean, in the end, it went really well. We figured out a pretty good process, but I think that was a very large project. And sometimes it always sounds great, but you got to think about the details and ultimately how that can impact your schools and their operation.
Absolutely. How long, how many of those schools, or how many were there that you guys?
We have 30, 31, 32. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
In a course of how much time?
it was about a year and a half.
Wow.
We were kind of strategic and not trying to bite off more than we could chew. And so just work closely with the principals. We would have the furniture, delivered after hours. We'd have a crew come in, remove all the old furniture. We went through the whole, in our state, in South Carolina, you go through the surplus process where you have to have them come evaluate what you have. And if they want to sell it or if they want to repurpose it, they can. So, and that too worked in the end because of those relationships with our principals, and we all worked as a team. We kind of talked about what this is going to look like, and then making sure they were part of the process. And in the end, everybody got new furniture and everybody was happy, but it was a pretty large undertaking.
Well, we appreciate you being here today, and thank you for being part of this education, because it's important that we do what's right for kids.
Yeah, well, thank you for what you do and for your partnership with school districts around the Carolinas, and look forward to working with you in the future.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Pat.
Thank you. Appreciate it.